Yo, what is going on, you guys? It's your boy King Sanders here. We are back with another day of sports betting. This is going to be for Sunday, May 8th slate of NBA and MLB action. I'm super excited to hop into it. We do have a pretty full slate of both once again. We have NBA games starting at 2:30, and then we also have some MLB games that are starting literally from noon, and they're pretty much taking up the entire night. So I'm really excited to watch some sports tomorrow. Also, tomorrow is Mother's Day, so shout out to all the moms out there, and specifically shout out to mine. So, thank you guys. If you guys are a mother out there, then happy Mother's Day to you. But without any further ado, let's go ahead and dive into it. But before we do, I did just want to go ahead and say that at the time of recording this video, we are still currently on the way to 7,000 subscribers. So if you guys are new, make sure you guys do like, comment, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell so you guys know whenever I post. Next, I did just want to go ahead and give a quick shout out here to all of our members here on the channel. Thank you guys so much for everything that you guys do. And thank you guys so much for giving such a small channel such a big chance, as I always say. Last thing I did want to touch on right before we did hop into our plays, just our recap of yesterday. The reasoning that there was a little bit of a setback on the editing was just because my editor did graduate college. So make sure that if you guys are watching this and you guys did catch this part, make sure to congratulate him in the comments section down below. Now, without any further ado, let's go ahead and dive into it. We'll do a quick recap of yesterday. I had an awful day once again. Tatum, I had his over 29.5 points. It just seemed like the books, they literally were keeping it at 29.5, despite him going under twice. And I thought they knew something that we didn't. Unfortunately, Tatum really just was getting locked up the entire game for the most part, could not get anything going. Well, the shot volume was there. He took a ton of shots, but he just could not get any of them to fall, so it kind of is what it is. And then we had Jordan Poole over 4.5 assists versus Memphis. That game did actually just end up getting over with. And despite it being a pretty decent game, unfortunately, Jordan Poole did decide that he just wanted to score the ball a lot, and he did have a pretty good number of assist opportunities, but whenever he did pass it, he just really couldn't. His teammates just really couldn't make it, so he finished with just 2. So the under was the play on that one. Then we had the Braves and the Brewers over 6.5 runs. I think they finished with like 5, so it was just a touch short. So we ended up losing all of our plays yesterday. But without any further ado, I do have one play from each of the NBA games, and we do have one play from the MLB. I sat down and watched the full. I literally went back and watched the full Game 3s of both the Mavericks and the Phoenix Suns game and the Miami and Philadelphia game. I went back and watched both of those, and so I took a lot of notes on it. And so I think that really is going to help me for my plays today. So I'm hoping that it does. But I went back and rewatched them again. And so I'm ready to dive into it, though. So our first play of the day, Jalen Brunson over 19.5 points here versus the Phoenix Suns at minus 110 odds. Now, if you take a look at this Phoenix Suns defense, it hasn't really been too great in the playoffs. Obviously, they did allow a lot of points to the New Orleans Pelicans because the Pelicans, they do have a good number of scorers on their team, like Brandon Ingram and even C.J. McCollum, and even Jonas Valanciunas can get his buckets for sure. And it's kind of been a similar story here for the Dallas Mavericks. Outside of Mikal Bridges, this team hasn't really looked the greatest on defense, and Jay Crowder has been pretty good on defense, but other than that, they truly have kind of struggled here a little bit, and they do like to tend to focus on the superstars, and basically what I mean by that is they do try to put Mikal Bridges on Luka Doncic, but the thing is whenever they set screens and stuff, the Phoenix Suns always switches, so the Mavericks obviously try to get mismatches with Luka or with whoever, and really try to attack those. But the Phoenix defense does like to focus on Luka Doncic, leaving a lot of kick-out opportunities to guys like Brunson, Dinwiddie, even guys like Maxi Kleber, a lot of the shooters out there pretty much. Also, last game, Jalen Brunson did see his highest usage rate for the entire playoffs with a 32% usage rate. So he did have a lot of usage last game. Hopefully that does carry over and it wasn't just an anomaly. Also, in the first 2 games versus the Phoenix Suns in this series, Jalen Brunson did go under in both of these. He did only have 9 points and 13 points in those games, but in the 9-point game, he shot 25%. And in the 13-point game, he shot 37%. So he shot really bad in both of those games. I don't really foresee that happening again, especially now that they are back at home as of right now. Also, Jalen Brunson went well over this in his last game, so I do think we see more of that once again here at home. Also, I like I said, I went back and watched it. One thing that I did notice is they actually run a lot of pick and roll here with Jalen Brunson, and when they do so, it does get and like I said, the Phoenix Suns defense, they do switch a lot. So if Jalen Brunson is being guarded by DeAndre Ayton, I think he is going to abuse that matchup a lot. So that is going to be our first play of the day. Jalen Brunson over 19.5 points here versus Phoenix at -110 odds. Now our second play of the day, we're going to be taking Jimmy Butler. I know we disrespected his under last time, so we're taking his over 6.5 rebounds here versus Philadelphia at -145 odds. In his last 3 games, he has had 9 rebounds, 6 rebounds, and 9 rebounds. So he has gone over in 2 of them and finished right on the hook in another one. Also, in the last 7 games, the Philadelphia 76ers have given up the 10th most rebounds per game to opposing small forwards. So they've been giving up a lot of rebounds to that small forward position. So hopefully it does kind of stay the same. Also, both teams really didn't shoot very well last game against each other. Miami shot 35%, shooting just 27 of 77 from the field. And Philadelphia shot 32 of 67, which is a little bit, I mean, obviously it's pretty good, 47%. But, regardless, there was a ton of missed shots. And so I think that Jimmy Butler has a chance to get a lot of those, especially with the way that Embiid is really having a effect on Bam Adebayo. So with that being said, I think a lot of the rebounds are going to fall into Jimmy Butler's hands. Also, in this series, Jimmy Butler has seen high 30s in minutes, and especially with Joel Embiid back, I think that Jimmy Butler is going to have to play a lot more. So I really do like this play. We're going to be riding with it. Jimmy Butler over 6.5 rebounds here versus Philadelphia at -145 odds. Now, for our MLB play of the day, we're going to be taking the Oakland A's and Minnesota under 7 runs at -110 odds. Now, Minnesota has gone under in 3 straight games, and so has Oakland. So both of those teams have gone under in 3 straight games, and they've already had 2 games in the series, and both of those have gone under by quite a bit. So we're going to be riding with it. Also, Oakland on the road goes under more often than not, with an 8-6 record 8-6 to the under on the road. And Minnesota at home, they go under a lot more often than not too. They have a 8-5-1 to the under at home. And as a home favorite, Minnesota is also 7-4 to the under. So I really do like both those plays, or that plays, excuse me. So we're going to be riding with it. Oakland and Minnesota under 7 runs at -110 odds. So that is going to do it for today's video. If you guys did enjoy, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell so you guys know whenever I post. Like I said, we're on the road to 7,000 subscribers, so if you guys are new, make sure that you guys are subbed. But for now, this is King Sander signing out. Peace.